With the introduction of DJI's Phantom series of drones, the growth of the UAV market has exploded in recent years. But with the creation of the consumer level, access to these machines for novices and rookie flyers is ever increasing. So we caught up with Tom Hansen from the Sky Guys to give us some drone safety tips.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not just an awareness of the technology itself and what the capabilities are, but also about meteorological systems, so the weather and kind of aerospace regulations. So being aware of helicopters and planes that are flying in the area, how close you are to an airport, and the number one biggest concern is, are you in a built-up area? So a built-up area is basically anything that's not an open acreage. So if you're flying over streets or people, the regulations from Transport Canada state that you cannot fly within 100 lateral feet of any buildings or people. So if you're in a residential neighborhood and there are properties or kids playing in parks or cars on the road, you're not allowed to fly there no matter what, no matter how small the drone is or whether you're using it for commercial purpose or not. So it's that lack of understanding that people should be aware of.
And now another thing that people need to keep in mind when they get that drone and they think that they can start collecting money for flying. When you start collecting money, you are now commercially flying, and for that you need a lot of insurance.
A minimum of $1 million liability insurance. So you go through an aviation insurance brokerage to get that. And number two, you need to have a permit to fly in specific regions in Canada. So in Canada in particular, there are 5 regions. For example, if you wanted to operate in Ontario or in the Halton region, you need to have an Ontario Regional Special Flight Operations Certificate or an SFOC. So you have to go to Transport Canada's website and apply for that. It takes a minimum of 3 weeks for approval, and the application is about a 50-page document. And that's just something that nobody has an awareness that is something that is required. So those are the 2 major things that people need to kind of cover if they wanted to operate commercially.
And even if you're not looking to fly your drone commercially, there's still a lot of regulations that you need to keep in mind. Like if it does have a camera mounted on it, you need to be concerned about flying over other people's properties.
The privacy concern is probably the biggest one, not just in Canada, but around the world. And what we find as a commercial firm is that people who have issues with privacy are usually the ones who are operating illegally. And there's just a lack of understanding and a lack of knowledge in the consumer space in particular when it relates to drones. For example, flying a drone with a camera over someone's property without that person's consent is something that's illegal. And those cases emphasize the benefit of using a commercial firm for work associated with drones. But on a consumer level, you can go to Walmart or Best Buy these days and just buy a drone and leave the store without having any kind of education about what are the rules and regulations surrounding drones. So it's that lack of education in the consumer space that concerns people like me.
And now if you were looking for more education on how to fly your drone and what it takes to get that sort of licensing, you're in luck because the Sky Guys offer an online university to help get you on your way.
It's kind of the first of its kind in Canada, so people can sign up on our website at theskyguys.ca and register to learn about drones, the technology, the regulations surrounding it, and get everything they need to be able to fly and operate a drone legally and safely in Canada.
All right, how much is that going to run?
The prices will range. We have student rates, we have early bird rates. If they wanted to learn a little bit more about it, just visit our website and give us a call.
Reporting for Halton Insider, I'm Pierce Lang.